Bellew of the Week for episode 528. We got sent this one by a mysterious donor going back about 6 or 7 years on London Real. It's the Gad. He's looking a little bit porkier in this clip, but he's giving an insight into what might happen down in the dungeon if you were to lurk down there. Let's listen to the old Gad.
Well, Ariel sits back and enjoys it, doesn't he? And I don't agree with that style of journalism.
He's got an interesting interviewing style. Obviously, he's come up really quick, and but now I love Ariel.
Well, it's a submissive style, isn't it? He asks the hard questions, but it's not as submissive.
Is it?
He asks the hard question in a submissive way. Yes, he does.
Which works for fighters, does it?
I don't.
It's not your style, obviously.
No, I think I'm quite honest about things. You know, I mean, but I do consider myself to be a bloke. I might not kind of have a fight with Pete now in the octagon, but I'm a bloke, As I said to you before we started, if I had to put an axe through your head, I would do it. If I had to...
For no reason either.
No, I said for the right... I said for the right reasons, I would have to do something.
I tell you what, man, that man on the right-hand side needs to get their teeth fixed out like a fucking row of condemned hussies.
When he gets the Gad's axe in his head, Andy, I'm not worried about that.
Well, exactly.
The Gad is... The Gad is asking all the difficult questions there, isn't he?
Was that the Gad when he was running Big John's house with the Chinese, eh?
Oh, maybe.
Asking for that chicken cornball.
It's really asserting himself there, as long as she knows that I'm all man.
Well, it's not Chinese this week, Andy. I know a lot of people are starting to get fed up with Big John Fisher, but we're getting sent in the content, so we have to play it. And I think maybe the people around John are getting fed up. Zero in-person engagement here from this McDonald's order. Look at how disinterested everybody is now. Here we are.
Who wants a fucking burger? 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 Bad!
Hype man, no fucking delivering it there, is he?
No.
I had to laugh actually. He was going to. I say to you during the week actually, he was going to wait for a Chinese short corner with his sons during the week there, and he got in the fucking driver's seat of this wagon that he drives, probably with fucking reinforced chassis, that type of thing. But this motherfucker's pulling on his seatbelt about 7 or 8 times so he can get it run about him to get it plugged in. Fucking horrendous.
All in that divorce
What's
early
a
the day. I
fucking
see the
burger?
They're sick of the shit. He's walking around. What's the fucking burger? It's just crickets. Like, oh, do the fucking TikTok. Give us the food, Dad. Would you? For fuck's sake, man. Who wants a fucking burger? It's McDonald's. Like, how's anybody that excited about a fucking McDonald's?
I know, it's a 78 pence fucking burger, man. What does that tell you?
And do you think it says the Gad is too honest, though his digital trail is going straight to The Hague?
We'd like to remind everyone that this is a satirical show and all
Yes.
this is meant as a joke.
The views of
I'm
Andrew
very
Fickett-
honest. I was hacked. Gad.
Yeah, we don't endorse those comments from Andrew Fickett.
He has his own set of fucking pre-made excuses, doesn't he, Gad? Like he said last week on Twitter, I was hacked. He just said, I always tell the truth. I was hacked. The Gad. Flimsy excuse. We're going to have to start calling him Kid Gadahad.
Very good. Oh, we love the Gad on this show. Oscar De La Hoya as well is a regular appearer in Bellew of the Week. He's not happy with Eddie's cards. He says, another shitty card from Eddie Hearn in the US. Go back to the UK and watch another Fight of the Year candidate July the 8th. Virgil Ortiz versus Imantas Stadionis. He's firing shots, Andy. Is Oscar over at Eddie?
Oh, well, I seen him on his private plane, actually. I was actually going to put this one up. He's actually like sitting with a nice glass of spirits in his hand there. He's 11-time world champion, 6 divisions, Olympic gold medal. I'm sorry. And he just turns the camera around about and you see him when he's playing there and drinking his glass, saying cheers and that, man. I thought Oscar was living the life. He looked a bit gassed. Maybe it was the same time he sent Eddie that tweet, actually, at the same time. Go back to the UK and watch another Fight of the Year candidate July 8th, which I'm going to miss, actually. I'm going to be on holiday at the time. But yeah, he's not missing Eddie, is he? The poor Oscar and that. But at the same time, as these guys have got fighters in the same divisions in the same network, and you can guarantee we're not going to get these fucking fights because these two are just...
Yeah. The Zone needs to bang their heads together, and they've repeatedly, Andy, not been able to make fights.
The Zone needs to fucking fire at 2 of those guys and get somebody in who actually wants to make these fights. But I don't know, man.
Tell you what, man, life's rough when the cross-dressing cokeheads are taking shots at you.
Lonesome Eddie. Life's rough for us as well when Johnny Horsecock Nelson is throwing in 79p.
Well, it's worth a fucking burger.
It's
at
a
least.
burger, they are, indeed. Get a McDonald's fucking
78
burger.
pence burger. What's a fucking
Yeah, but
burger?
that's-
Fucking Bosch
But
Army,
in a
boys.
family of 6 was, you know what I mean? It's not great. In a family of 6.
Feed the Waltons. John, the Bosch father, Big John Fisher on tour. Hear the life story of Big John and how Bosch has made him a global sensation. Meet and greet, photo opportunities, and a live Q&A in Morley Town Hall.
But
on
who's
the
the
7th of
VIP
September.
Boschers, though, mate?
Yeah, they
Sorry,
are VIP Boschers.
What's going on up in Leeds? Like, is it because the football team are after getting relegated that they're fucking searching for these? Like they have Warrington. Why are Leeds adopting for John Fisher's up in Leeds every fucking 2 weeks? He's complaining about the price of the train up there when he's getting paid to go up there. What's going on in the people of Leeds that they want John Fisher in the Morley Town Hall telling about
He needs
how
to.
How big is the Chinese population in Leeds?
He fucking
I'm
needs
not
the
sure,
Chinese
but
population,
Ebbs is adopted Leeds as well, isn't she? They've taken her in like a Greg's pasty, like haven't they? Fuck me, I don't know what's going on up there.
Well, they've taken her in, but vice versa as well. Rob, vice versa.
Well,
The thing is, we probably sent our fucking generational ancestor out there actually the handcuffs, so that's just coming back home, you know.
Ebbs has history, though, to be fair, Rob. She's been a massive Leeds fan ever since that 2021 Twitter poll.
She's a Johnny Giles. He has a fucking picture of Johnny Giles. She's doing content with Johnny Giles for
Johnny Giles, Jack Charlton,
Ebbs and Lucas Radaby.
Billy Bremner.
Wait, hold it there, Ebony.
Oh dear. Anyway, get along to the two. And
But
they're Big John.
The thing is, with the XL VIP Boschers, what the fuck is that? What's this?
Big John's turned up a Glastonbury on apparently on a flag.
I tell you, it'd be amazing to see him hanging from the rafters.
You have to be fucking kidding me. What?
This is the world you live in now, Rob.
Who's done that? Like that has to.
To be honest, if you told me Big John was hanging for the rafters, I'd demand proof, and then I'd have seen that, I'd have been disappointed.
I'd have been trying to get her away from underneath the rafters.
If it makes you feel any better, there's a timeline where you're an investment banker and Big John isn't famous. So yay for that version.
Don't like the sound of that.
Who's our Photoshop guy again? Ryan Deal? Did he do that? No,
I don't know.
Real Deal, Ryan Deal.
Ryan the Real Deal. Well, he has been up to his photoshopping skills this week, including the guard with Diamante.
Jesus fuck.
Classic deal.
He's fucking good. He's gonna boot like the guard's gonna boot like that guy like Uti Boon. Remember what was his fucking name?
Oh yes. Oh, what do you call him? Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah. It's like that kind of fucking that 80s era of fucking UK detective shows, like fucking Dempsey and Megpiece and that, like wasn't it?
CI5, The Professionals.
There's a good remake, Dempsey and Megpiece remake with the Gad and fucking Ebony Bridges said, what's that?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
One Night in Leeds. Last Tango in Leeds or something like that.
Last Tango in Leeds.
We have imposters of Jim McDonald boxing in the chat. We have Jim McDonald boxing 4.0, and then we just have Jim McDonald boxing. And I had a day to do that over this, Steve, but I found myself.
No, that's okay.
This just says a life, however. Fucking, it's so not, seriously.
We need to make Curly Watts a spanner so he can come in and sort this out and get rid of some of them.
Mavis.
You know, the thing is,
I don't really know.
I know somebody here needs to get a life, but I'm not sure who. At this point in time, is it
Mavis?
Any, all one? What?
Wait a minute, Mavis, was that not the old woman that appeared on some show sucking off a Chippendale at one point?
What?
Aye. They go Quirky Street Chippendale or something like that.
Oh God, man. Well, Derek's got to be this fucking devastated.
Oh God, man, you must be making that up.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'll see if I can find it. Right, you can stick it up in Bellew the week.
Oh,
I kind of want you to find this just because I want to see if it's true.
You don't want to see that, Martin.
He's thinking of Deirdre Barlow, isn't he?
Deirdre Barlow, man, behind these spectacles. Holy shit.
Oh, friggin' hell.
What are we doing with our lives?
I don't
guys?
even know, man.
Me dad used to reckon that Martin Platt was getting danger money in his contract for having to kiss Gail on the day.
I'm telling you, it was an all wee
There you
woman.
are.
I'm sure it was all Mavis back in
Mavis
the
was
day.
a slut true, says Andrew Thickett.
And if
There we go.
Andrew says it,
I'm telling you, I'm googling it around. I can't even find it because
This
there's obviously
can't be right.
there's obviously a lot of sleaze in these TV soaps. And that. You've got Bill Roach cropping up. You've got Kim Marcy's sex tape cropping up here as well. I'm like, oh god, man. So anyway, Google. I'm sure it's Mavis. Her name was. You got that Roy Cropper apparently, who's going to marry a man who's. Or a woman, whatever it is, has got a cough. I'm not too sure, but fucking think about it right now. Julie Goodyear, remember her? The big hair.
Mavis sounds like a 65-year-old
Gillian
black
Taylor
woman
Jesus.
from Mississippi.
Oh, aye. Got caught fucking
Nah, she's
romancing.
about 80, matter.
She got caught romancing the bone in somebody's car or something like that, apparently.
Right, I'm gonna have to move on. I'm gonna have to call order here.
No, never. 80s soap fucking sex scandal asylum.
I swear to God, she must have been about her 70 mark. She just pulled the guy's bone out, man. I'm telling you, I swear that it's true.
What the fuck's
He's
going
on a
on?
wine up here. He fucking Mavis. Holy shit.
No, I'm telling you, it was her.
And I know basically none of these references, so this is even stranger for me than you guys. I hope you understand.
Don't Google them, matter.
Like when you would be talking about fucking whatever the fuck you would be talking about. You know,
There has to be some American flair to this show, you know. I mean, it's we gotta, you know, try to get
exactly.
both
Too much
sides
soft
of
that
the
shit at the moment. Though. We need to fucking get the razzmatazz going back on.
Anyway, Tony Bellew is coming back, everybody. He's
Oh,
hinting
no.
at coming out of retirement at 40. He's called out WBC Bridgerweight champion Lukasz Rosinski today, apparently, Rob. He wants to come back.
I'm all for it. Come back. See what you have left. Why not? Maybe things are getting that bad at the zone that they're just fucking wheeling Bellew out. Like any chance of a fight, mate? You got your gloves, no?
It's Darren Barker.
The thing is, though,
In a wheelchair.
Anthony needs to tell the boss of the household, but he's going to go into a fight, and what's she going to say about it?
Who knows what she'd say, to be honest.
Maybe Eddie came up to see him when he was at Asda singing "Come and Get Your Black Bin Bags." Like we're getting the band back together.
Corn beef.
We're on Skid Row, Tony. I need you back, mate.
Oh dear, good stuff. On schedule, Roy Jones Jr. will take on bodybuilder NDO champ in the first ever boxing fight in the metaverse next Friday. It'll be aired live on Fight TV, Rob.
I don't know. A lot of Roy's recent fights have ended in the metaverse, so I don't fucking know.
Fucking
factual.
Dennis Lebedev
Roy,
put him in the fucking metaverse.
What's he doing?
Roy, what are you doing, dude? Like, just for fuck's sake, just stop. The greatest fighter ever. Look at this, like fighting a big bodybuilder with a chain in the metaverse. Is this how it's supposed to end for fucking Roy Jones? Like, for God's sake. I mean, we know fighters go on too long and all, but Roy's taking a piss at this stage, like, isn't he? He had his retirement and his farewell fight 5 years ago, and the cunt's been back in the ring about 10 times since. Like, he's worse than Bellew. Fucking hang it up, Roy. Like,
But Bellew was meant to go away and retire, and enjoy life, and want to be a recluse. Fucking hell, man! He's fucking named a recluse, and fucking what's his name? Howard Hughes was.
Have you guys ever considered that Dennis Lebedev actually put Roy Jones Jr. into a coma, and we're all just a figment of his imagination since then?
maybe he hit him so hard that we're all in a coma, I think.
Steve Smoger killed us all. Thanks, Steve. It wasn't the particle accelerator. It was Steve Smoger that fucked us.
Oh, Roy needs to hang him up. Go and sit round Walden Pond with Tony Bellew. Anyway, talking of hanging them up, AB, Andy, focused on Regis Prograis. I'm on your ass like back pockets, says AB.
Yeah, AB, come on.
AB, man. Absolute bollocks. Well, to be honest, after Prograis' last performance, that was absolute bollocks as well, but I still back Prograis, man, to up it, and maybe no stop runner possibly, but it would definitely beat the fuck out of him. Like.
I just have to say I see growth in Adrian Broner, and I'm going to give him credit. I mean, back pockets instead of rape assistance. He's definitely moving on up in the world. He's getting better.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. as Don King said in the background the last day. Oh Lordy, you heard it here first. Let's give AB a big fight, man. He deserves it. He's fucking had a hard road there in the last 12 years. Let's get him back in a big fight.
Oh, aye. Fuck him, man.
Bitches hit the like button, says Moz Morris. Absolutely.
What's going to happen, actually? In about 10 years, we'll probably have Chino and Broner having a fucking rematch on Triller or something like that for like 2 bob.
It'll probably be like at a catch weight of 168 pounds when Mayorga
198.
And Vargas fought again.
Fight TV, BKB, Loggett, Chino and Broner, Redemption.
Don King promoting. Don King will still be promoting. He'll be around.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, it's not a nice thing to say, but I was going to say, who do you think is going to live longer, Don King or Adrian Broner? I think King is favourite.
On a fair end of the spectrum, and hopefully you're not right, Rob. I'm curious who's going to go on longer between King and Aram, and I'm curious if one or both is going to hit 100.
That's a good one. But maybe have a parlay on the Matty. Parlay on both of them.
Dude, taking 2 guys to get over the age of 100, I bet I could get at least 12, 13 to 1 on that, Rob.
It's a juicy one.
I mean, they're already most of the way up there. It would have been a better bet when they were 55, but, I wasn't.
You should kind of start one of those tipsters Telegram groups where you charge people like $20 a month to follow your bets.
Why do I want to make other people poor?
I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing, Matty. Don King will be on Broner's ass into those back pockets before he's retired anyway. He'll end up with nothing.
Mate, the money will
in America. Anyway.
Mate, his money will even reach the back pockets, man. And fucking Don King's involved.
Don King's like, I got it, man. A Revolution. Relax. You gotta send it to your Revolution.
I'd like to see Adrian Broner with Don King hair. I just think that'd be a kick and a half.
Just going back to Tony's announcement, that to be fair, losing Canelo hasn't turned out to be a big problem after all. You've got Bellew coming back now, so he'll direct the ship, didn't he?
If Eddie still had Canelo, he'd be trying to put him in with Bellew, Andy.
Honestly, that's the best thing that's happened to DAZN in the last few years. They just saved like $40 million.
Canelo robbed the bank there, like.
Oh, he did.
Same with Andrade as well, I suppose.
Boys, stuck him up. Canelo stuck him up. Think about the fights he had. The hardest fight was probably he had Saunders, he had Caleb Plant. Was that a cross? Did he cross over to PC or was that DAZN?
No, that was on PBC. That was on Showtime. Caleb
Plant. Yeah, that was on
meaningful fight.
Yeah, and then he had Saunders, Ryder, Bivol.
Yildirim, Callum Smith.
Yeah, a load of Callums and everything, and then he just pissed off back to the PPC.
Rocky Fielding.
He's like, I'll come to DAZN if I can fight every 168-pounder in Britain and fucking give me Bivol as well. Like that'll be the fucking I'll give you 500 billion to do it like Dr.
Jack
Evil.
Cullen in Las Vegas.
Fuck.
That's an interesting fact by Andrew Thicket. I didn't know that. He says Aram and King will die on the same day as did JFK and Aldous Huxley.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, a brave new Oswald.
Yeah.
Think about it this way: if Jason Quigley had got the win versus Berlanga last night, and Canelo was still with fucking DAZN, that'd be his next fight.
Oh, you know it. Absolutely. Anyway, there are fights on DAZN. There's a poster to prove it. A poster for Rodriguez Edwards. Fight signed. and a special poster for it, Andy. There you go.
Date and venue to be announced, though.
Yeah.
Why not just wait till you've actually? Why not just wait till you get the date and the venue announced, and then just announce the whole
fight sign poster? No low kicks.
Christ. Well, at least we're getting the fight. Well, it looks like we're getting the fight. We'll just leave it at that. We'll wait and see if Eddie can bring the heavy artillery and bring it over to the UK.
Let's see. A. McKenna is busy on Twitter. This was brought to my attention. He came up with an absolute banger here, Andy. He said they need to put a WBO top 15 ranking on that submarine. Frank Warren would have found it in no time. Sounds suspiciously similar to a Kurt Ward, Madeline McCann. Favourite day. He's getting congratulated. Fantastic tweet.
He only got 66 likes, so I think Kurt actually hit it out the park with the Maddie McCann comment, I think. But
yeah, McKenna, you have to try better there, I'm afraid. I think Kurt Thievery.
Yeah.
48 unanswered questions.
Oh, dear.
Anthony Crowler will get to the bottom of
it. Which
Jordan Thompson. Oh, by the way,
yes,
this guy. I tell you what, coming off the layoff, I still back Saunders to beat this fucking bum.
Oh, definitely. They've been going back and forward on Instagram anyway. Saunders says, "I'm looking for a comeback fight. You available, you bum?" And Balanga says, how's your eye doing? You could see now. And Saunders says, I only need one eye for you, pussy boy. You got a record full of bombs. So when you want a lesson, hit Eddie up. Bring your mum over also, because after all, you'll be calling me daddy. Good boy.
Straight for the jugular,
Oh,
Saunders, isn't it? Like, see,
The banter.
he's mature like that. He goes straight for the mother.
The high school banter never ceases to amaze me. It's just always bright, always hits the spot.
There's that traveler charm.
Traveler charm. Love it. Roman Fury, talking to Traveler charm, brother of Tyson, faces his second pro fight. Doesn't look like much of a fight there.
Whose phone number's that, Steve?
I don't know,
Jenny's.
to be honest. We'll just get rid of that one. I'm not sure. Well, congratulations to them, whoever it was. They always catch me out, Andy, on the Nutters chat with the screenshots.
I love this one, yeah.
This is what that
GDPR compliant asylum.
Accept all cookies asylum.
Only loaded cookies, though, mate.
Oh, exactly. So what's going on here then, Andy? Promising the world a massive fight that never happens.
Well, as you say, Tyson Fury's obviously promised us the big fights, and that one reason or other he's maybe been partly to blame for no happening. Then we've got our man here on the left, Gollum Progrosian, going to kick Putin's ass, going to give us the biggest fight since fucking Fury pulled out of the Usyk fight, and then he teases us all to the end and then pulls back. So yeah, I thought that was a quality one. Deserved its place in Bellew the week, actually.
Absolutely.
I think Tyson just found his father. Jesus fuck.
He's probably less annoying than his father. A couple of Eddie ones to finish us off with here. First of all, Eddie getting stuck in with Helen Yee. It's all about boxing for Eddie, but apparently not. A bit of a Freudian slip back in the day. This is Prime Eduardo.
Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game here at the MGM, being joined by the man of the hour, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Now,
very few give him a chance, apart from the educated people in boxing that go, he can fight, you know. So it's going to be a tough task, and you know, it's not been the best preparation for Anthony Joshua. But
the breast. Here, is that her that Pule tried to get into, by the way?
Oh, that's Jenny Sushi. God's sake.
Yoshi, you know who she is, eh?
Jenny Sushi. Can't confuse Jenny Sushi's and your Helen Yee's, for God's sake, Eddie.
Eyes on boxing, apparently, Rob, that account.
He was looking at punch bags there. That's what he was doing.
Oh, good old Eduardo. And you have sent us another one as well, Andy. Do you want to give us a little preempt of what this one might be containing?
What's this one again?
Confidence Eddie. I think a fight hype video you sent to me earlier.
Oh, right, aye. So he's just basically giving his opinion on the Beterbiev Callum Smith fight and how it's going to end.
Oh, okay. Let's have a listen to Eddie. We always love hearing from him.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out, right? You know, like a face down knockout. No, well, listen. You're not being very brave because Beterbiev's the favourite. But see this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And he's going to be up against the rope, and Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square up his feet, and Callum's going to do what he does best, which is counter with the left hook, one punch knockout.
Woo! Edward, I tell you, see if that was anybody else talking about their fighter getting face planted, Eddie would be going, fuck it, have Coogan on speed dial. Coogan, get your ass up to fucking HQ Towers Monday morning. I'm not happy about this. Who the fuck does he think he is? Face plant my fighter, disgraceful fucking comments, all that type of stuff. You can imagine it. Bitter bastards. That's what you'd be coming out saying, man. But when it's somebody else's fighter, it's a different story, eh?
Fair game.
Yeah, he sucks.
So, you said all that with a straight face as well.
I was trying to find that picture of Beterbiev when he's like looking like screwing up his face. I forget what it was for again. Actually, that would have been an ideal response to it. Beterbiev's not going to be non-flustered with that one. Man, that's a lot of body for him to be punching. Looking forward to that fight as well.
Beterbiev, Callum Smith, August. That one, Andy. I think it is, isn't it?
I think it is. Aye.
August the 19th. I want to say. Could be right, could be wrong. That's all the nominations I've got this week. Do you have anything to throw into the pot of stew, Matty?
Yeah, I'd like to give one to Jim Gray, who before his in-ring interview with Luis Arias said, going to bring Luis Arias in here, and we've got our translator with us, at which point Luis Arias says, I speak English.
That was like that's like they said about Brendan Rodgers, wasn't it? He gave the team talk and then gave the full team talk in Spanish to Emilio Ezagüera, and when he turned his back, Ezagüera was like, I can fucking speak English.
They don't do that, but somebody else walked in and gave the whole team talk in Spanish. Not a cunt in the room spoke Spanish. I think it was one of the earlier clubs. He was at Redden, possibly. He walked out and like, does anybody speak Spanish in here? What did he just fucking say?
Vamos,
Vamos, aye, fuck off. Fucking brilliant.
A good nomination.
I never said one bad word about him anyway. I know that.
Absolute lies. I wasn't even going to message you actually to find out how you were going to feel about that move. I just left it. I knew you'd be raging.
I never said a bad word about the guy. I don't know where this is coming from.
Anything else, Matty, or just Jim Gray?
That's all I had.
Jim Gray's enough for Matty. Andy, who have you got this week?
Another one for Eddie, obviously for his interview. Kind of talking about Canelo moving on, the DAZN PBC a deal and that. It's the best move. But Eddie drops the line off. But the money saved on Canelo, of course, will result making the mega fights. The absolute pattern merchant this fucking guy comes out with, man. The big fights. This is the guy who says it's too ferocious, it's too competitive. Yup, Showtime's going to be out the sport within 18 months because they're looking at this is too expensive. So there's no fights for like Charlo and that over at Showtime. Come on, the zone.
It's hilarious that Showtime ended up with the biggest mega fight there is, like in the end of it all. Like.
They're probably putting the best cards all year, to be fair, actually, Showtime. So no bad for a company that's out the fucking sport, I suppose.
Poor Chuck. He normally gets 40 more minutes a show.
Chuck Lewis when he does right.
One for Joshua Franco for missing weight by, what was it, £7?
Yeah, £6.5. Yeah.
And apparently they knew about it at the start of the week. That's just fucking outrageous, man. You had one job to do. You had two jobs to do, and one of them you failed. So not really giving a shit about that career now, actually.
That's why he's so depressed. Like, God, I'm fat.
The Boss Shoulder Army, actually, I've seen the Field Marshal General making a big call on that to his fight fans. So, Seas in Brighton apparently have Boss Soldiers. So, make sure you're knowing that area. When is that again? Boss Soldiers, 22nd of July. So, make sure you're knowing Brighton that weekend, boys. One for Conor Benn and Eddie again, actually. So, Eddie Hearn's confirmed that basically there's a deal in place for Benn to face Chris Eubank, right? So we're still not had anything clarity about all the facts coming out yet. And that we're still just to be served up all this pish, and for him to continue as is. Meanwhile, a week before, fucking Conor Benn's tagging in Jerome Boots Ennis. You want to fight, mate? You want to fight? And then a week later, he's then got a deal made with Conor Benn. Fucking, just leave it alone, man. You've got no intention of fighting any of the top guys. If it's no Brook, if it's no Pacquiao, if it's no Eubank, he ain't interested. One for Boxer. Apparently, they were cold calling fans on Friday to buy tickets. What's it this guy says? Don't get why Boxer cold contacted fans to buy tickets on Friday, saying you were still fighting. This is to Adam Azim.
The Azim fight. That's right. Yeah.
I bought a ticket after receiving that text purely to see you, and they would have known at that point that you were injured. Should be a refund, surely. Was Azim no actually pulled off that card last week or the week before?
He pulled off a long time before unofficially, but it wasn't officially announced. But they're accusing Boxer of selling tickets off the back of him still being on the card. Apparently.
What a bunch of cocksuckers!
Who pulled him off? Mavis, was it?
I don't really know.
Nearly ends up.
Did anybody catch the tweet for pro boxing fans? Apparently, Prince Patel got oxtered for the fucking York Hall at the big Fraser Clark fight.
Oh yeah.
And see all the comments that like Lyndon Arthur, Sandy Ryan, I think Cassius Connor and all these guys, and they're all fucking piling in, laughing at them. And I think Son Edwards had a few comments to saying that as well. Don't know what the fuck happened, but Prince Patel's apparently taking legal action. # show me the money.
Another one, Andy, I spotted as well this week. I don't know if it was a spoof or not. Ricky Burns fighting Willie Limley.
Yes. Fucking gone back to Twilight Zone now, mate. Jesus Christ. Burns
on ITV, is it? Alex Arthur on the undercard.
Me. ITV, ITA. I don't care. I ain't watching that shit. Obviously, the Badou Jack Canelo fight. This shows you Eddie talking about options for Canelo. So he probably went to Badou Jack. Oh, by the way, the weight difference is too much. You got to come down £20 under the cruiserweight limit for the title to be on the line. Fuck off, man. We're not going to see that fight happening. And as I mentioned, Eddie, the absolute part merchant, as we mentioned here, he's a little bait and switch and that. He's talking about AJ fighting Wilder, and then he's fucking bait and switching to AJ against White. Just the usual shite, man, That's all I've got.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Andy. Rob, anything from you, please?
Nothing from me this week.
Oh, nothing from Rob, nothing from Ozzy. Let's go through them and see what we've got before we make our picks for 528. We've got Oscar going in on Eddie. We've got the Bosch Soldier Army.
Oh no, sorry, I had a brilliant one. Fuck off, now, will you? Jesus Christ. Rick Glazer had a tweet today. Happy birthday, Daniel Kinahan. Said, and it wasn't wound up. So great bunch of lads, Rick Glazer there and DK.
Nice.
The only one that's remained loyal to him actually since he had a lot of fucking fellas wishing him happy birthday a long time ago, but they weren't front and center today. But Rick Glazer's hanging on to that spot in Dubai, baby. Happy birthday, DK.
Gotta admire loyal people, you know. I admire it.
Happy birthday, Daniel. Getting a chance to be sub there, mate. Cut a million with day fine, mate. I'll wash it for you. Don't you worry about that. I've got nice
Glazer's more loyal to him than Bomber Cap. Jesus Christ, happy birthday, Daniel Kinahan. That's saying something in today's climate, isn't it? Fucking sanctions list and everything is fucking wishing him happy birthday.
Even Sam Jones was like, I'd delete that if I was you, Rick.
Scam Jones.
Easy, Rick.
Oh dear, the rats are jumping off the ship. But Rick's still there. Tony Bellew is trying to come back for a fight. Roy Jones probably shouldn't still be fighting. AB's on your ass like back pockets. We're having fights signed through a poster. We've got Kurt's joke being repurposed, repackaged. We've got Billy Joe Saunders going in on Berlanga, Roman Fury. We've got Derek Cooper there with Fury as well. And we had the videos. We had Eddie confident about Smith icing Beterbiev. We had Eddie's Freudian slip. We had Big John's order. And we had the other video. The guard. It was classic guard, actually. So, yeah, a few decent ones this week. Andy, who are you going for?
I'm going to go for Edward Hearn, mate, for multiple offences. Too many of them. I mean, he's talking about, we've saved money from Canelo, so that will enable us to make the big fights. Fucking keyest piece. And then he goes for Wilder to fucking White. You know, so a guy who's bringing the heavy artillery and bringing the ferocious competitive nature, isn't he making it? Isn't he making the big fights? I mean, the cards have been deplorable, to say best. Yeah, so one for Eddie, and plus as well for the, you know, looking at the breasts and that as well. I thought that was really good.
Breast is best for Eddie. Who are you going for this week, Matty?
Oh, I got to go for Jim Gray. That was fucking classic.
Jim Gray for Matty. I'm undecided, Rob, so it could be riding on you here. Who are you going for?
Richard Glazer.
Yeah, I like that one.
I fucking believe he said that on Twitter. Holy shit.
Gotta love Dick Glazer.
Dick Glazer. He's made some of the best fights in boxing. I don't quite know what he does, but yeah, he's arse licker in chief. I'll go for him as well. Congratulations. Rick Glazer, you are the Bellew of the Week winner for episode 528.